So today I thought I'd take a stab at trying to get these tires looking a little less red. Just a little note for anyone pondering painting their rims. If you don't want to paint your spokes and you feel the best way to do that is to individually tape up every single spoke with, I might add, non-painter's tape, such as you see like this, I've got a little bit of advice for you. Just go ahead, get a fork, as sharp as you want to make it, and just jab it in your eye, because it'll be far less painful than what I went through to get all that tape off of these spokes. So I basically tried a few different things. I tried mineral spirits, acetone. I gave the heavy duty paint stripper a chance. And then I went with good old lacquer thinner. This is the winner. Doesn't have to sit for a long time on the tire. Doesn't seem to affect the rubber at all. Yeah, it just breaks it down pretty quickly. It kind of has to happen in 2 steps. Just a little plastic scrubby. Pouring a little bit of lacquer thinner off, leaving it for maybe just 10 seconds or so. That's enough to soften the paint, and then this kind of gets the initial breakup happening, and then it sort of washes into a more faded red, at which point I apply another coat of the lacquer thinner and then just go with some paper towel. So that's the before, and that's the after. Not terrible. There's still where there's like the fine little lines. There's like a haze of red where some of the paint sort of bleeded down into the treads. You can see it a little bit between there. Maybe I might try and get like a little, I don't know, soft wheel on a Dremel just to scoop that out. And obviously the rim, has taken a hit, which I kind of expected, but I think it's usable. This tire is in great shape. There's no cracks. It's not an expensive tire, but it's a pretty standard one that you can get. So getting everything in primer, decided I'd do the forks as well. Not a lot of the bike I'm going to be repainting, but they just didn't look great, and I think it'll just give it a nice clean finish on the front. I usually do my primer in spray bomb because it's easy to get and you can get all different varieties, and it's a pretty easy process. But for my paint, what I actually do is I buy the flat black that I will use in a spray gun, and with this flat black I'll reduce it if it needs to be reduced, but I have this stuff. It's a wet look hardener, and basically the less of this you use, it'll still react and harden the paint nicely, so it's chemical resistant. But if I sort of half the recommended dosage, like usually it's like an 8-to-1, so if I do an 8 to half or a 16-to-1, I'll be able to sort of pick my gloss, and I'll be able to get that really nice semi-gloss-ish black that a lot of these old frames have. And if I want to use this for, to paint a tank or something and have it a bit more glossy, all I have to do is up my ratio of the wet look hardener. So just thought I'd share that. It's a bit of a alternative solution to, you know, like the chassis paint that most people use, but I've had really good luck with this, and it's comes out quite durable in the end. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know if you can really notice there. This one is drying, and it's like you can see this one I just gave a quick other coat to, and you can see how wet and glossy it is. And we come over to this one, and it kind of has that just sort of sheen to it that you kind of want. You don't want all the detail like that. So yeah, that's how I do my black paint. So there's my before, and there is the after. It actually worked out really well. And you can see here, so that's pretty much, as far as I know, stock brake caliper. I've got everything back together. It's dead on. Like, these look so nice and clean. The black rims, remember I mentioned getting some of that red paint off. But other than that, that's great. That's, you know, I couldn't be happier with that for a few hours of work. I don't know. You guys want to come along for this one? I made a deal with my wife. We can watch a movie of her choice if I was allowed to bring this in and pick the tape off while we watched it. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in once again. Only 1 or 2 more videos on this guy. There probably might not be a video in the next couple weeks on this guy. I found a painter local for my tank and my cowl, so I'm gonna get that stuff out to him in the next couple of days. Other than that, I've got to do some custom side cover work that I'm sort. I kind of know where I'm going with that, but not sure. But in any case, you're probably not going to see this bike for the next couple of weeks. What I do have coming out probably next is I have another bike, a KZ200 that I picked up. In fact, I picked up 2.5 of them. I have a full bike, I have a rolling chassis, and I have a frame. I also have a boatload of parts to go with all that stuff. So ideally in the end, I'll end up with 3 of those bikes. But what I have right now is one that I've been working exclusively on, and I think I'm gonna get the first of that series out next week. On top of that, the Virago is pretty much finished. I think I'm just waiting on the final battery to come in and maybe a couple little tiny bits and pieces, but that bike is looking good, running good. So the full build on the Virago will come out as one single video, and that, I'm not sure if the KZ200 is going to come out first or if the Virago is going to come out first, but if you haven't subscribed, now is the time to do so, because there's definitely some cool content coming on this channel in the next few weeks. We will get back to this probably maybe after paint, or maybe I'll throw one together if I come up with a side cover design. In any case, leave a like for this video if you enjoyed it. Share my channel or this series or any of the other stuff that I do with anybody that you think may enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Tell me what's up. Hopefully everybody is staying safe and doing okay. And we will talk to you in the next one. Cheers, guys.